I love New York sports. I love New York reactions to sports, right? And I love New York sports not because I cheer for the teams. I vehemently cheer against all of them, right? But there is something about the way that New Yorkers communicate that they're pissed off with their teams. That just make and I think it's because New Yorkers are. I mean, New York is it even say New Yorker. It's like, which part of New York are you talking about,
Whoa.
right? Is it Yonkers? Is it the Bronx? Is it like where are we? Is it Manhattan Island? Where are we?
What about Broncos?
Broncos, it's true. But I just love that this made it into a real life actual newspaper. It's the headline is "Pee-pee in the toilet" because the power play stinks. And by the way, I believe this was done before the Rangers lost to the Lightning 5-1. I believe
By Andrew Crane.
Yeah, it says Monday, April 7th on the paper.
Yeah. So this is before they lose 5-1.
No.
This is the New York Post, and you would expect this from the New York Post. They do have a sense of humor. Now there is a
Awesome.
There is a quote that I think you guys would find interesting. And Jesse, I'm sorry, I'm sending you the wrong link here. There's a video for this, but we can play this. Actually, we can't play it on thing because there is some ice footage. But the quote that after the Tampa Bay game went absolutely crazy viral was Peter Laviolette. They said, "What's the message to the locker room after a game like this?" And Lav said this: "I don't have a message right now. I don't go into the locker room after the game." And people lost it. You're talking about like even Barstool's posting about it. And I asked Frank Corrado about this because like, I'm like, wow, we don't play. Is this normal? And here's what Frank said. Yeah, it's totally normal. He said some coaches go in only after wins and shake hands with everybody. So some go in after every game. Some don't go in at all, and they wait to talk to the team the next day in a video session. Oh. So when you see that quote, don't lose your mind about that. Though I did ask a couple other people about just Laviolette in general. And one person said he's gonzo. Yeah. And another person described him to me as a 3-year coach max, in some cases 2. And it sounds like he is going to be a 2-year coach here.
Yeah.
So whether or not he's going into the locker room after the game, I think we missed the point. I think he's done.
It's funny because when I want to say it was when the Rangers were pursuing him, I talked about how fans were talking about him like he's just a bad coach. And if you go and look at his history, he's actually done quite well.
Absolutely.
There are some markets that are like, well, he didn't do well here, and that's why we hate him. And that's valid. That's fair. It's super duper duper not working. And that locker room's been toxic for more games this season than it hasn't. It really
it started in June last year with how they treated Barclay Goodrow.
I really thought they righted the ship, but
I got some stats for you guys. Jesse, are you pulling something up?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I got some stats for you guys that I think you'll be really interested in. Comparisons to last year, because the Rangers won. Guys, you got to remember, the Rangers won the President's Trophy last year. They had the most points in hockey. I think they edged out the Stars by a point. It's like 114 to 113. It was real close, but they won it.
Yep.
And so the Rangers had 114 points last year. At this point this year, a few games left to play, they have 79. So currently they are 21st compared to last year at this time where they were hovering around first. In goals, they went from 6th in total goals last year to 17th this year so far.
Mid.
Goals against, 7th last year, 19th this year.
On the lower side of mid.
Power play, PP in the toilet, 4th last year.
Very good.
27th this year.
That is, they wish they were mid.
Shorthanded, 3rd last year.
Unbelievable.
11th this year.
Did they have an assistant coaching change?
I don't know. It's a good question. Shesterkin, notably, went at a 913 last year, 903 this year. I wouldn't put that all on him, but I would say, like, of all the Rangers' problems, it ain't him. Panarin, 120 points in 82 games last year, 83 and 75 this year. That's a lot of scoring that's just not been made up for. Alexis Lafreniere, 16 goals this year, 28 last year.
Good.
That is a significant drop off, and we're talking about 57 versus 43 points.
What a disappointment, man. I was so bullish on him.
Adam Fox, 73 points in 72 games last year. He is 56 and 69 this year. Chris Kreider this fall off's insane.
Well, his back's messed up.
75 points last year.
Yeah.
25 to this point.
Just wild.
And DJ Zbad, who we love, 52 points in 77. He had 72 and 81 last year. Sounds like the Rangers need to score some points. And by the way, Jesse, on your Slapshot graphic, who was at the top of players who got traded and scored the most points?
JT Miller.
How many points?
I think it's 26 and 26.
Yeah. Guy's a point-a-game player.
Can I offer a suggestion? What was that shorthanded stat?
They went from 3rd, I believe, to 11th.
3rd to 11th. Oh, I thought they had a bigger drop off than that.
No, the power play was 4th to 27th. Still, 3rd to 11th ain't great, man.
I was looking at shorthanded time on ice from last season. Number 1 is Ryan Lindgren, who's no longer there. Number 2 is Jacob Trouba, who's no longer there. Number 3 is Barclay Goodrow, who's no longer there. The power play is the one. I mean, they don't score. It's a team that used to score a lot. They don't score.
Mm-hmm. Chris Kreider is going to be gone, right? Like, that's it. It's that relationship's over.
Yeah.
Larry Brooks is even writing about that.
I think, like, he doesn't have to be done, like, his NHL career, I mean. Like,
no. He's a perfect Detroit Red Wing.
There are some people who are listening to the show right now who are not going to know. They're going to be surprised by the words coming out of my mouth. Corey Perry won the Hart Trophy. Like, there are some people who are too young to remember that. Corey Perry's had like 2 careers.
Like Luke Shen.
Yeah. Maybe this is the beginning of Chris Kreider's 2nd career. Like, he was an elite player. He's got this back injury now. He's done being elite, but I could see Chris Kreider being a very good bottom 6 player after a summer of fixing his shit.
He still has 20 goals, but only 5 assists. And I look at
that matters.
I look at Kreider on as an interesting piece because I think you're right. Like, the Leafs have Nick Robertson playing 4th or 3rd line depending upon the day.
Usually 4th these days.
And Jesse, you've said, listen, if he's not scoring, it's tough, right? Because you need to have him scoring to have him in.
Yeah, that's why he's in there. He's in there to score goals.
If you
like
had
Fish and Shorzy.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
The idea that let's say a team like Toronto. I'm not saying Chris Kreider's coming to Toronto. But if you have a guy like that, or like a Corey Perry, or whatever, the Oilers with a Chris Kreider, the Avalanche with a Chris Kreider, those types of guys, playoff performing guys, who are probably, hey, I need you to play 13 minutes a night during the regular season, 11 minutes a night during the regular season. I need you to put 15 goals in the net, and then I need you to be an absolute animal off your head come first round. That's a guy that I think will have a ton of value. But they didn't make that trade this year, I think, because, the injury is a big problem. And that's going to be the question, is if they do trade him this summer, it makes sense that he goes to a playoff team. I think he's got one more year left, right?
That I don't know.
I can look that up.
Surely someone would have. Well, this is the thing. Like, man, there's no way to mask a back.
No, actually, you know what? So here's the problem. 2 more years after this one, it's 6.5.
Aye.
So you better retain. That's tough. That's tough.
Or you take a player who is good. He's good. And you try to fix him.
How many teams have $6.5 million to wing?
Not a ton.
Even with a rising cap.
Yeah. It's I'm trying
and not a center.
I think this is a decent comparable. Remember when Dustin Brown was cooked?
Yep.
Cooked.
They sent him down.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they sent him down for a bit. Yeah.
But he was there's some similarities in their game. Mm-hmm. And he was done. And we were talking about, like, who could trade for him, who could the best path forward for the Kings was to fix him, was to figure him out somehow. Mm-hmm. And they did, to like a pretty decent degree.
Yep.
For a while there.
Like his last few seasons, 35, 31, and 28 points in about 50, 60 games each season.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
For a guy that's broken.
That's
And they
not
didn't send him.
unplayable.
They didn't send him down. I was wrong, but they did hold him out.
Is it a good use of money? No, but we're past that.
Right.
You know, it's to me, it's not about making Chris Kreider worth $6.5 million. It's about making him a really good contributor who you want in the lineup every night. Right? Like, with a good summer, can you make him a $4 million player?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make him a $3.5 million player? I mean, this guy, he's been such a good soldier for the Rangers for so long. Like, I don't think you can just throw him out with the bathwater.
Jesse, do you give them one more year with this group?
I don't give them one more year with Kreider. Like Kreider, I think you trade for a bag of pucks. I'm completely opposite side of you, Steve. I think you get rid of Kreider.
I get it.
If they had the chance to trade him in season this year, I think they would have because of the amount of people they've sent out. But he was too broken for the entire winter, where his back doesn't work anymore, and he came back and it's not been great. So I don't think they could trade him, and I think this offseason they'll find a way to move that 6.5 over the next 2 years. And the New York Rangers, like the mentality for them needs to change, because the thing that I think went most wrong for them is, one, the power play thing I think is most important, like in terms of just scoring. When you go from first in the league in 23-24 to near the bottom, that's disastrous. You can't make that up in any way. But they have no pushback and no fortitude to get things done when things go wrong. They 23 times this season, they've allowed 2 goals in a 2-minute span.
Oh.
That's, I think,
that's a killer.
30th in the league.
How many?
23 times this season.
They've allowed 2 goals in a 2-minute span.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
When things go wrong with the Rangers this season, they go really bad. And I'm not talking about like just the narrative around the team and all the trades and everything that happened off the ice. I'm talking literally on the ice. And it happened in the Tampa game where they lost 5-1. It was in a short stretch. A bunch of goals were scored. And consistently, game after game after game, when you think they're in a game, suddenly they're down by 3 goals because they allow a big chunk of goals in a short amount of time. And all season long, it's been that problem. It happened during that 5-13 stretch they had in the earlier in the season, where goals just keep coming in waves. And then eventually they get back into the game and everything settles. But they've already allowed 3 goals. How are you getting back into this? And I don't know how much of that is on coaching, because Peter Laviolette's gone. Like we all, I think we all can come to grips with that he's going to be out the door come the end of the season. So I don't know how much of that you solve with coaching, or if that's the personnel you have there and the defense, who's not very good right now, and if they just allow things to happen. But they need a complete overhaul in their mentality on the ice of not allowing bad things to continually happen when bad things happen.
Does it not feel a little like when the Leafs fired Mike Babcock? You know, you have a tough guy coach, right? There are tough guy coaches. Your Torts, your Babs, your Laviolette's one of those guys. Does it not feel like they need what Sheldon Keefe was? It's like, yeah, guys, you know what? Every day's a birthday party. Hey, it's okay.
No.
People screw up, and we're gonna be fine. Because these guys, the reason. Bear with me.
Okay, no, I understand.
Like a Bruce Boudreau, like I just want to pinch his cheeks.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is these guys are all vets. You don't need an X's and O's coach with the New York Rangers. If you need an X's and O's coach with this group, then you should trade everybody now. They're all in their 30s.
Yeah.
If you keep this talent, they are talented.
That's the way they used to describe Pat Quinn. He wasn't X's and O's. He was
just motivation.
He rallied you. Yeah, motivator.
And so if you could, I don't know who's available in the market offhand who would be that. But like, if you're thinking, Torts will return to the New York, I don't think these guys need to be kicked anymore. I think management kicked them enough. I think you need somebody in there who's going to raise some spirits and get some confidence and some mojo and have loud music playing after the game. And we're in New York.
Just a vibes guy.
Yeah, we play for the Rangers,
You
man.
think James Dolan's getting vibes guy?
I don't know, but I feel like that's what they need.
I've fired all the assistants too, and I have hired my band, and we're going to coach the team. Come on, guys.
Anyway,
you can do
here's
it.
Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Especially with a guy like JT Miller in the locker room.
Yeah.
You don't need another hard ass as head coach. Yeah. That dude is going to get everybody up to play and get ready to play. Like, I don't think you need another guy behind him also being a hard ass.
Well, and the problem with the birthday party coach is they can get walked all over sometimes. Now, I think that a birthday party coach, I think, can work with a young team. Sheldon Keefe works with the Devils. I'll still stand by that. The Rangers will just can you imagine JT Miller with that? Who the
Well, no, if JT Miller's happy, he's happy, right?
I think
You need JT Miller happy.
JT Miller is happiest when he's angriest. Though.
Exactly. But he's at least in a good move that's positive anger, It's we got to win this game
directed.
kind of anger. Yeah. I don't know. Birthday party coach is an interesting philosophy for them.
BPC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the Rangers BPC?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be Boudreaux, but I'm just thinking he's the guy that he embodies that the most, right? And it doesn't have to be all fun and games, but if JT Miller is at his best, the Rangers are going to do well, and JT Miller's going to be mad anyway. It's either at himself, at his team, or at the other team.
Yeah.
The way that you galvanize him and push that anger towards the other team is you make him love the guys that he's with. And he probably already does. He's roommates with Vinny Trocheck. They're best friends going back years. So that's a good start. How do we bring everybody else along?
Yeah. And like you said, you have Trocheck, Zibanejad, Fox, Panarin, and JT Miller. Those 5 guys, you don't need to teach how to play hockey.
Yep.
We don't need to revamp what you're doing. It's just let's get the headspace for everybody.
And I think the Will Borgen move was great, by the way. I thought it was a great move.
The joker that I'm going to throw down on the conversation is they pay the best goalie in the world like the best goalie in the world, and he's not the best goalie in the world.
They need Igor to be Igor. It's so true.
Yeah. That's how they won games last year. We keep going, they won the President's Trophy. They went 3 rounds deep. Okay, well, I watched those rounds. They beat Washington because they friggin' should have. Carolina should have beaten them.
No.
Oh, yeah.
They're up 3-0. What do you mean should have?
Well, Carolina has just a knack for looking like the better team in games they lose.
Exactly. I think that's a Carolina problem.
And
What a weird niche.
Playoff Carolina problem.
Yeah.
Just such a weird
They
niche.
got swept a few years ago. It feels like we didn't lose a game.
Just what a weird niche. But then the Panthers killed them.
Yeah.
That's
They
what
were
I
up
mean.
2-1 in that series. They didn't look very good, though. And, they killed them.
And just the stat about multiple goals in the span of 2 minutes 23 times this season. Peter Baugh had that stat in The Athletic. They're tied with the Sabres and Ducks
Those are great.
for doing that 23 times this year.
For the Ducks, that's an improvement.
Probably.
It wasn't over 30 games.